This is my girlfriend Michelle about to beat Acropolis, a notoriously difficult insane demon. But there's one detail that I haven't mentioned. She just started playing the game 2 months ago. You probably recognize her from this video where I coached her from X up to 9 circles in exactly 31 days. In that video, I promised this. If this video somehow gets 3,000 likes, then I'll have Michelle beat Cataclysm. Well, that wasn't really supposed to happen. Can I coach someone to an extreme demon? And to make things even worse, Cataclysm is known for not being beginner friendly. Many people have attempted Cataclysm as their first extreme demon, and many have dropped it. Many literally quit trying to beat this level because of how hard the beginning section is. So I, as the official coach of Michelle, had to make sure that I coach her in the best way possible to successfully beat this challenge. Michelle though was ready to attempt this, to see how fast she could go from being a new player to beating the hardest difficulty the game has to offer. But Michelle would never expect for these next 30 days to be the most gruesome, frustrating, and downright hardest thing she's ever done in her entire career.
You can't do it.
Well, I don't want to do a lot of things. Throughout this next month, I will be coaching Michelle full time, giving her tips and tricks and brand new techniques that I've learned researching for this video. So if you want to improve as fast as Michelle, I'd keep watching because I promise you, there are tips in this video that you have never heard of before. Now this video is going to be split up into 2 parts. The difference in skill between 9 circles and Cataclysm is just way too much. To be honest, I also don't really know exactly how long it'll take for me to coach Michelle from 9 circles to Cataclysm. Instead, my goal was trying to see how fast I could possibly do it. So continuing off from last video, let's start this challenge on day 0.
Thank you.
Wait, did you say day 0? That doesn't make any sense. The last video ended off on day 31. Well, this is the beginning of this challenge, but this day doesn't count. As in, this day is just me preparing Michelle for the grind. So let's take a step back and allow me to explain my plan to coach Michelle to Cataclysm. First things first though, I needed a better coaching plan. In part 1 of Noob to Pro, I coached her once a week looking through her footage. And when it came to 9 circles, I was a lot more active. But this time around, that wasn't gonna cut it. She needs more advice. So I need to be more active. And by that, I mean I need to be there. I need to watch her every move, analyze, try to improve her strategy every single day to do the most efficient coaching I can do. Now I needed to think about how exactly I'm gonna get Michelle from 9 circles to Cataclysm. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not gonna make her jump because 1, that's not fun. And if you watched my last video, you know that I emphasize that having fun is one of the most important factors. And 2, it's not even close to efficient. Here's the thing though, I wanted Michelle to beat Cataclysm at a reasonable time. I could just give her like 10 insane demons to beat and call it a day, but that would just take way too long. I needed to find the least amount of demons for her to do while still being able to beat Cataclysm as fast as possible. So I settled on 4 demons she has to beat, each teaching her a mechanic that will be vital for her to beat the ultimate challenge. So this was my plan. First, I'm gonna have her play Forest Temple by Michigan. I chose this level because I didn't think she was ready to jump to an insane demon difficulty yet. I wanted her to improve her raw timing and skill while still being around the same difficulty of 9 circles. So a level that fit this description was Forest Temple. And as for the next demons on her ladder, well, we'll get to those when we get there. Right now, she has to focus on Forest Temple. One of the first things I knew I had to do if she wanted to beat Cataclysm fast was get her on the best input device of all time. You guys know what I'm talking about? The sale device, which wasn't cheap. And that really got me thinking, if I could save money buying stuff like the sale device online, then I should. And that's where today's sponsor, Cuper, comes in. Cuper is an AI-powered super shopping assistant that automatically saves you money online. That's right, smarter shoppers use Cuper. This extension is awesome. It has automatic coupon testing, which means when you're at checkout, Cuper instantly tests every available coupon for that site and applies the best one for you. And not only that, it's also supported by over 3 million retailers. Cuper also gives you cash back at over 76,000 stores like Walmart, Sephora, and Temu. You can redeem it via PayPal, gift cards, or even your own bank card. And the best part about Cuper, it's automatic price comparison. Let's take this eBay listing of the sale device, the keyboard that I'm gonna buy for Michelle to beat Cataclysm. It's listed for $50, which is a complete scam by the way. But thanks to Cuper, it found this exact item at much cheaper prices at another store. So downloading Cuper means you will never have to overpay again. So why pay the full price? Click my link down in the description and in the pinned comment to install Cuper for free and start saving money instantly. It's literally as easy as just installing the extension and you never have to worry about it ever again. And thank you Cuper for sponsoring this video. Now that we have all that out of the way, it was finally time I told her the first level she was gonna beat. The first level we're gonna do, it's a hard demon. This is around the same difficulty as 9 circles.
This is doable. This is not on the same difficulty as 9 cycles.
And hearing that definitely gave me a lot of reassurance.
I just want to like teleport myself to the time and be like, yeah, I did it. Because that sounds like 10 years away, low key.
Let's start this challenge off on day 32. She did her first practice run of Forest Temple, and all I wanted for her to do was just get a general feel for the level. It's pretty obvious though that she had some immediate problem areas that I had to take into account. For example, this ship section right here, she had a tough time learning. But for now, I'm not telling her to do anything crazy, just to get used to the entire level and know more or less what to do. And well, she did the same strategy that I've been telling her from day 1. She learned the level backwards and did 73 to 100%, which is from the robot to the ending.
Yay!
She ended off that practice session right there, but hopped back on later in the night and started streaming.
What would you say is good progress?
Well, you already did 70 through the 100. Did you get 50 through 100 today? Amazing progress. I figured that since she made such fast progress already and found it to be pretty easy, I told her to aim for 50 through 100. Definitely though, before she's able to do that, she has to build her consistency from the robot. So I also told her to get 73 through 100% 3 more times until she's ready to move back.
Okay, 3.
She absolutely demolished 73 through 100 in such a short time that it honestly surprised me. I was more than confident that if she learns this UFO part, she's going to be able to do it. She struggled to find the click pattern to this UFO, so I told her to take a break and play the first ship section. That just caused more problems because it kind of frustrated her knowing that she's bad at that part.
Yeah, saw me.
Right now.
Yeah, but like, I just have such bad ship punch.
And in her head, she figured that if she's bad at that part, then she should practice it. But let me tell you why that is actually not that good of an idea. Let's call this my Tato X3 coach tip of the day. Learn the beginning, practice the end. And what I mean by that is that you want the later end of the level mastered while only learning the beginning. The reason why is simple logic. When you play from 0, you're always going to have the most of your attempts from the first half of the level. Which means when you play, you will naturally practice the first parts of any level. Which means when you're practicing a level and you want to be efficient, you need to be spending the bulk of your practice learning the second half. So while yes, this 20% ship is a problem, she's going to have more than enough time to learn that later, when she actually starts doing runs from 0. For now though, I want her to really master 50 through 100%. Have this quote in the back of your mind at all times. Learn the beginning, practice the end.
I will do this. It's a matter of when.
That's what I like to hear! Watching her gameplay though surprised me. She has a pretty good natural straight fly, and this part is pretty damn hard. So the fact that she picked it up this fast was really impressive.
Bro, I'm stuck here. It's like not fun no more.
After an hour or two, her best run was 50 through 82. But it wasn't 100. She had this first UFO part down by this point, and I knew she was on the verge of getting the run down, so I broke it down even further and told her to go for 60 through 100 instead, since she already mastered the UFO. And like I predicted, she got that run really fast.
Well, I did it.
Let's go! I saw it! Now, as the coach, I didn't know this at the time, but I realized that right here, I did something known as context switching, which really helped her learn 50 to 100. I unintentionally used a pretty advanced muscle memory technique on her by telling her to switch to 60 without even realizing, but I promise you, later in this video, I did a ton of research on muscle memory, and how to build muscle memory correctly, and the most efficient ways to learn any skill, because I took my job as coach seriously. And what I learned surprised me. But before we get into the advanced techniques, let's go back to Michelle to see if she was finally able to... Wait, did she just get 50 through 100? Yes! Let's go!
Yay!
She grinded out around 4,000 attempts that stream, and damn, for the first day of this challenge, having half of the level done on Forest Temple is a really good sign. On day 33, she told me that she didn't have much time to play, so I wanted to make sure that she had 50 through 100% mastered, and I told her to get that run one more time. And you could tell that her ship control here is so much better than before. And 30 minutes into her practice, she was able to get 50 through 100% once again and called it there.
I did it. Yes!
Wait, seriously? The next day though, she was absolutely dialed in, and I knew it was time to teach her a new technique. Remember earlier back when I said, throughout this next month, I will be coaching Michelle full time, giving her tips and tricks and brand new techniques that I've learned researching for this video. Well, it's about time to teach her a brand new technique that I've been developing based off of my research I've done into building muscle memory. I wanted to research the best and most efficient ways to build muscle memory the quickest. The first question I wanted to answer though is, how do you actually build muscle memory? Well, I won't go too in-depth, but essentially it all comes down to your brain's neuroplasticity. You see, neuroplasticity is like a chemical in your brain that enhances your ability to form new neurons or connections. And well, that is directly related to muscle memory because muscle memory is the brain's ability to coordinate movement, which is built through, you guessed it, neuroplasticity. So to answer the question, how do you build muscle memory the fastest? Instead, it would be way more accurate to say, how do you increase your neuroplasticity? Because having higher neuroplasticity would directly equal to stronger connections being built in your brain, and thus having stronger muscle memory. Are we following? Pay attention because these tips I'm gonna give you are scientifically proven to be one of the best ways to build any muscle memory. Now, I don't want to completely info dump you, so I'll be introducing you guys to my research and techniques as we go on in the video. But the first one I'm dropping here is called chunk drilling. But since that low-key isn't the greatest name, I'm gonna call this the switch strat. Here's how it works. You have one goal. Let's say you're like Michelle, who wants to get 50 through 100%. That's your main goal. Instead of practicing 50 through 100 over and over again, every time we die to a different section, we're gonna swap over to that start position, do it once correctly, and then going back to your main goal and trying again. A practice run would look kind of like this. Let's say I died to 70% from 50. I swapped over to the 70% start position. I do this part once, then go back to 50%. And now this time, since we reinforced the correct click pattern of that segment, we got it down, but this time died to 80%. So I swap over to 80. Do it once, then go back. Doing this gives your brain a clear, specific feedback that this is the pattern we need to fix. Here's the thing you need to remember though. Neuroplasticity thrives on high quality practice. So repeating the correct click pattern of that part in the level right after you die there from your goal will reinforce the desired neural pathway, thus having stronger muscle memory. Now I'm going to call this strategy the switch strat, and it's something I'm going to implement on Michelle's training. So whenever I refer to the switch strat, this is what I mean. She did the switch strat and in literally 2 minutes, she got 50 through 100%. I knew she was ready, so I told her to start practicing from the beginning. And I was starting to aim to get force 10.3 runs. So I wanted her to get 25% from 0 so she could have 75% of the level finished. And well, since she did some light practice already, she was able to do this super easily. Started with a fat 19%. 20%. Nice! Let's go! W progress!
No, it's not. I'm dead.
And 23% until she finally got 25%.
Oh my god, exactly 25. I'm dead.
I decided to end the session there because I don't want her to over practice since that does hurt neuroplasticity. So she took a good night's sleep and came back on day 35. This day, she grinded a lot. I switched her focus to that 25% chip since we're done neglecting it now. She did a general warm up of the level and really zeroed in on 25 through 50% practice like I told her.
Man, I just like the later half so much more. Oh, that was good, that was good.
Until she got this run.
Oh, that's pretty good. 26 to 75?
75%. Oh no, ma'am, that was 25 through 80. And thanks to her dedicated practice of 25 through 50 like I told her, she definitely got much better at this ship part and the wave right after. Which, it's time we talk about this wave because it's pretty tricky. See, there's this transition that Michelle has been struggling to. This one right here, where she can't seem to understand how to do this transition properly. She learned to do this really weird click pattern where she let go and it goes up into the ship, causing her ship to start off an upwards momentum. Now, to be completely honest, that's pretty inconsistent, and it's going to lead to a lot of deaths, so I have to make sure I correct this click pattern. Needless to say though, she played from 0 and got a really big fluke in her progress.
Got me like a crazy ambition. I'm on a mission.
42%, and I'm very happy with that, and it really seems like my coaching is really starting to show. Now, dear viewer, let me talk to you for a second. You're gonna notice that Michelle does this trend where she consistently plays 2 times every day. She plays once in the morning when she wakes up, then she plays at night and starts up her live stream. Well, it just so happens that this is actually a very good thing to help build muscle memory, but I promise you, I'll get into this later. Just know from now on that she does 2 sessions every day, and here she is on her 2nd session. Aim for 50% today. Just go for new best, okay? You heard me. All I did was give her 1 goal, and let's see if she's able to make that happen. Her first run from 0, she got past her biggest choke point, which is that ship, and got 32%.
I didn't die. I forgot to do best of that.
And with her new consistency, she was actually not struggling on that ship, but keeps unfortunately dying to this wave section. I really do think though that it's just her nerves getting to her since she hasn't particularly struggled on this part. So all she has to do is grind it enough time for her body to get used to it and she'll fly right by.
New best 40, I'm dead.
Alright, I'm gonna make it to the wave again, and I'm gonna slap it up.
Yeah, just keep the wave in mind. Just think about the wave constantly. And when you get there,
Okay.
think about what you just did. And here's your next Tato X3 coach tip of the day. If you're dying to a part because of nerves or a mind block, the best thing to do is to just hyper focus on that part. Just like how I told Michelle, the only thing you should be thinking about is that section and mentally preparing for it. You want to think about that click pattern, clicking at the right times, and imagining yourself passing it, and knowing exactly where to click and how. And well, while that tip might have worked, she died to the ship part right after and got 42%. But because of my coaching from part 1 of New to Pro, she knows to have the right mentality. Be happy about the progress and celebrate small wins. If you die at 42% again, don't say, "Damn it, I died to that part again. How could I be so dumb?" Instead, I'd rather you say, "Let's go, I'm getting more consistent. I got the 42% again. Next time I got it." It really keeps you mentally in check for the long run. And well, what did you guess? Right after breaking through her mind block at that wave and keeping my tip in mind, she got another new best, 44%. She's been grinding for a while though, so she called it quits there. But as the coach, if she keeps up this pace, she definitely has it in the next coming days.
I didn't get 50% as I wanted to yesterday, so hopefully today. We'll see.
So remembering back on what I said last time, this is her first session of the day, and I wanted to deliberately practice this time around, so I went ahead and tried to fix that pretty bad click pattern. Instead of going up into the portal, it would be way more consistent going down into it so you can recorrect your ship easier for that straight fly.
Was that you? Oh, someone just followed me. I was like, what the?
She tried her hardest and eventually got it. But here's the thing though, I could tell that she either wasn't feeling the greatest or wasn't having fun. And as my part of being coach, I had to encourage her. Don't tell me you can't do it. Yes, you can. You got this.
Shoutout is a patience game. Like dedication and patience.
You don't get a refund or anything like that.
No, you get an upgrade. Because you already took it.
I guess.
Huh?
Just put that on my tab.
You don't even know what I'm asking for.
I don't care. You can ask for a car. I'll give you it.
Alexa, why does the music keep on stopping?
Playing your liked and most played songs.
I'm asking you a question, buddy.
Sorry.
Alexa's dumb. Anyways, I had to go leave the call to go work out, but she continued on practicing. And after enough patience, as she said, she got the run I wanted her to get. That's 30 through 100%. She officially had the level in 2 runs, and it's about time we start the real grind from 0. She took an hour break and started her second session out of 4 of the day. Yes, I said 4, she really grinded this day.
Stop being angry! Stop being angry! Stop being bad! Stop playing on my keyboard. Bad.
Considering she just got 33 to 100%, she should be able to make great progress flukes. Assuming she got over her nerves, and well, very shortly into her session, she got a banger 44%.
Oh, guys, I'm dead.
But she didn't stop there. She was going to grind, and her consistency was absolutely insane, passing the first cube every single attempt. Right when I came back from working out, she was able to make it as far as 66%. No!
Yay!
Seeing her at 66% had me at the edge of my seat, and from here on out, things got real. And after 52%, she wanted to call it there.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
She showered, came back, and started session number 3. This is where we hit our first roadblock. And looking back and knowing what I know now, what happens to Michelle next makes complete sense. This is a mind
This
block.
is not a mind block. I just don't know the pattern, so I'm doing the same wrong one.
I'm about to show you guys exactly how building muscle memory works. And I'm going to help you learn this in the context of Geometry Dash. See, going into session 3, Michelle completely forgot how to do the click pattern of the 20% UFO.
No, because I had a click pattern to get through it. Now I don't.
And as you can see here, she was starting to get frustrated. But thanks to my research, believe it or not, that's actually a very good sign that you're learning effectively. She knows how to do this UFO part. She's done it before, many times. But for some reason today, she just can't remember and it makes her frustrated thinking she's washed. But what if I told you that actually means Michelle is quite literally at maximum neuroplasticity. To explain it very simply, recall that neuroplasticity is the process of forming those new neurons and strengthening connections. You can think about it like when you're learning new information, or let's say a new click pattern, or just the consistency that you've been grinding. Your brain removes that useless information that you're not using to make room for that new click pattern. It's not as simple as that though, but that's the gist of it. What really happens is that when you're having deliberate practice session, for example, Michelle practicing 30 to 100% earlier, the brain is actively reinforcing that neuron or connection of muscle memory. And since your brain isn't really using that neuron of the 20% UFO click pattern, it weakens that connection and focuses on the new neuron that you're working on. But it's important to know that it doesn't mean you forgot. It will always be there. All you have to do now is go back, practice it again, and just like that, it'll seem like your brain will suddenly re-remember and activate that neuron. And to make things even better, not only does it come back, but it comes back stronger. So what does this all mean? Essentially, this means that neuroplasticity is working at its limit. You are at peak capacity in terms of learning. That means that if you're in a situation like how Michelle is right now, I know it might be frustrating in the moment, but it's actually a very good sign that neuroplasticity is happening in your brain, and the fact that that neuron weakened or makes you forget the click pattern means that your neuroplasticity is at peak performance. That's right. You forgetting means that you are near maximum capacity. And according to this article right here, it's a hallmark of effective deliberate practice. Think about it like this: if you're not forgetting the click pattern, then you wouldn't be challenging your brain to continually retrieve and refine it. Now let's apply this to Michelle. Michelle did deliberate practice of 33 with 100% right before and forgot the click pattern of the UFO. Coincidence? Definitely not. Essentially, I did a great job as a coach, so yay me. Anyways, back to Michelle. I reassured her that this is a good sign, but this is where Michelle made a very grave mistake. Well, yes, what I said is great and all, but this only matters if Michelle is actually having fun.
Well, it's the same clicks, but it's just like sometimes some of it is like 1 centimeter higher than the other.
But right now, she's frustrated and she wants to give up. The problem was that she forgot the click pattern but didn't actively try to find it again. She got in her own head that she was washed and she just mentally checked out. Thankfully though, she had me. And you best believe as her coach that I wouldn't let that happen. So I just straight up told her the click pattern. I told her to aim for her UFO right here and jump and everything else will align. But I wasn't happy with this. I didn't want to just tell her the answer. I wanted her to figure it out on her own. But that's okay, not everyone's perfect. She left and came back for session 4 of that day, and this time she turned on her stream.
I love this game, but I'm just like, it's frustrating at the same time, and I'm just like realistically, I know the chances of me doing this.
Feeling better about remembering that UFO click pattern, she locked the hell in. And after warming up, started runs from 0. Now this time, instead of forgetting the UFO, it seems like she's lost consistency on the ship. But remember what I just said. All she has to do is relearn it and the muscle memory will come back stronger, like she never forgot. Eventually, after some light practice, she got past the ship and died to the wave.
What would you say is your like strongest one then? You're good at ship? Ship is like one of my worst ones. You can see when I fly, I'm like, watch. It's so bad.
I find it ironic that she says her ship is bad when she straight flies like this, so I really don't know what she's smoking. Her consistency though is definitely at its best, and she got 30% back to back. And if she continues to grind it out, she's bound to get an insanely good run once her nerves calm down. And as she continues to grind it out, she forgot that she even had trouble with this ship section and the UFO, and that is truly the power of being in flow zone.
Okay, that's good.
She's been grinding for a solid minute though, and I'll touch into this later as well, but grinding for more than an hour at a time is actually pretty bad for you. So I told her to take a solid 20-minute break, and when she came back, all that practice that she's been having, all this deliberate start pause training that I've been drilling into her, she was able to achieve this amazing run.
Guys.
72%. All of this progress in one day. She was really working hard.
Okay, 72, I'm really happy with that.
Whether you're practicing efficiently or not, all that really matters at the end of the day is just putting in the hard work. And she's definitely been doing that. She kept this momentum onto day 37. In her first session, she played only for a short 30 minutes, but she did get 53 with 100%, which is not bad. But anyways, her goal now is to beat the entire level. She was absolutely locked in, so she just grinded it out.
Oh, I feel nervous already. I haven't even done anything. We're literally just practicing. Oh my god.
That was an amazing run, but it's unfortunately just nerves that killed her for sure.
The nerves got control of me.
I believed she either had it today or tomorrow, so I prayed for the best.
Everything's unfortunate, I'm dead. Have you guys noticed? We're getting like past 50%. Oh my god, it entered the TP wrong. No! Okay, that was a good one. Oops.
Oops! Oops, that's it! She was pretty consistent at dying to this wave, so I stepped in. I told her to do it 3 times in a row before she goes back to 0. Good job. So now I want you to tell yourself, I did it 3 times in a row. The next time I'm gonna make this there, I'm gonna make it a 4th. I want you to feel confident when you enter that ship, because that's all that really matters. And on her first attempt back, she got it down, so we take those. And she's starting to vibe, which is always a good sign. Next time you get to that ship, think about correcting yourself.
Okay.
You're just like a Subi, you're just gambling that you're gonna make it.
Yes, of course I am.
Although by this point, she's been trying this run for a good 3 hours, so I had to pull the plug. Because like I said, there's diminishing returns when it comes to long playing sessions. So that leads us into day 38. And oh boy, this one's one for the history books. On session 1, her brother joined in, and he almost did stereo ban his first try, which is kind of funny.
I saw someone else.
I know.
She didn't play for long, so all she did was 40 through 100%, which should be the last time she made a big run, because on the very next session, she would make progress like she would never imagine. And you can tell she's consistent, because at the beginning of her stream, she got a whopping 50%. And considering she's done 50 through 100 a billion times, she's got this soon. She then got 66%.
Ooh, 66?
And then 66% again!
The
You got
triple
this. Literally,
trial?
you're gonna
I
do
want to
best
check
to
it
ever believe
out.
And then she got 66% again! Just kidding, she got something even better. She got...
My chance, and I missed my chance on the ball. Are we being for real? Not the ball.
Progress was literally rolling in, and this was only the start of the stream. And I knew my job as coach was done. So I started becoming her personal cheerleader. No, you're so consistent! You're literally a god! You are a goddess walking right now.
Oh my god.
You're gonna beat in the next 30 minutes. Walk in, take deep breaths.
I have my own hype man over here.
And thanks to my excellent cheerleading, she made it to the end very consistently. Oh! You're nervous. That's all you are. You're just nervous. You're doing good. Do 70 through 100 again. Go back to 0. And all of her previous training led up to this day. She was consistent, practiced hard, and was in a great mood. That's always a recipe for success. And just like that, she completed Forest Temple. I of course told her to instant complete the main version since she did beat it in the Star Pause copy so she can get the stars. It took her exactly 1 week to beat a hard demon like Forest Temple. So compared to the 2 weeks it took 9 circles, I'm extremely happy with what I saw. So it's about time I let her know what her next insane demon is. Next up on our ladder, I chose the insane demon, Supersonic by Zetnik Alpha. You might be wondering why I chose this level as her first insane demon. Well, here's the thing. I needed her to dip into the toes of insane demon difficulty, so she's used to it before she starts with the training on the specifics of Cataclysm. And there's 2 beginner insane demons that came to mind. Supersonic by Zetnik Alpha, and the other is Windy Landscape by Woogie. Now I wanted to pick one of them because I think they're perfect beginner insane demons without being too difficult. But the question is, which one? The reason why I chose Supersonic over Windy is because most of the difficulty comes with the first half of the level. And then it goes into this really easy duel section that honestly isn't gonna help prepare Michelle for Cataclysm. Supersonic, on the other hand, is more balanced in skill level and has a tough beginning, mid, and ending, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So I thought, thought Supersonic would be a better fit for this ladder. Before we get to Supersonic though, I had some words to tell her and some critiques that I wanted to point out during her training of Forest Temple. You ready to get coached?
Can't wait to get coached by the greatest player of all time.
Congratulations on beating Forest Temple, but it's only gonna get worse.
Preach.
I need to talk to you about something that's very important. That you are bad at analyzing your deaths, and it's causing you some frustration.
What is the difficulty read between a hard demon to a insane demon?
Supersonic is difficult. It is your hardest level you've beaten so far, but the difficulty spike is not as crazy as you may think. Okay, so what I have for you is 2 example levels. I'll explain this in post so it's clear to understand for you guys. I basically told her that she did the opposite of locking in. She locked out. She kept making the same mistake over and over again without trying to at least do something different. The definition of insanity is expecting different results doing the same action. So I was telling her that the next time she has to make an active effort doing something different, whether it's clicking earlier or clicking later. Anyways, afterwards, Michelle was ready to do our first practice session of Supersonic, and this time around, I knew it was gonna take a while considering that this duel at 50% is quite learning. And not to mention this ball part afterwards, which everyone knows is known for being extremely inconsistent. But I had a trick to make that ball as consistent as possible without being RNG. And you're never gonna guess what it is, but you have to keep watching for that. Now, what do you do when you go into a part that requires a lot of memorization? Exactly.
We go slow.
To explain the holding mechanics in depth, I had to whip out MS Paint and draw out what I mean. Okay, this top cube has to jump like this and like this.
Yes.
Right? When you click on the bottom cube, the action also applies to the bottom one.
Yes.
The immediate answer, right, is you gotta click here, jump, then click again, right?
Yep.
A problem is when you click here, you click on this
die.
purple orb, which will lead you to die. So what do? You hold. When you hold click, whatever input afterwards that is immediately after, it's gonna do it. When it comes to orbs, it only does it once. So in this picture, how many inputs do you have to do?
1.
Exactly. It seemed like she understood it, and we went into this next section, and I tried to explain to her some key concepts. So figure out a way to make your top ball go higher. How are you gonna make it go higher? It's a ball. It's
Maybe
gonna
around
physically
the
die.
4th block.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to find a place where you can either aim yourself. You gotta find like, okay, at this pixel, I'm gonna click. You just gotta find. Essentially, I told her for specific timings that are difficult, you have to find a pixel or something in the background you can line up with your cube. So instead of being like, I gotta jump early, you could be like, oh, I have to jump when my cube touches this decoration. And this is something that really stuck with her. And even in further levels like Acropolis, she uses this exact technique to find some timings, which I'm really proud of her for. In this case, for this ball, she found clicking on this second to last block the most consistent, so that's what we went for.
Why is it so much?
It seems difficult now, but
Hey, we just went by 1 second while we just analyzed in 10 minutes.
it's all good. This is all practice. We're gonna help you learn. When you first did Clubstep, did it seem impossible to you? When you first did 9 circles, did that seem impossible to you?
I know I'll do it, but like this is like really daunting right now.
Day 39 was certainly a struggle, but day 40 was the start of her official practice. This time though, I'm gonna do something that's atypical of me. I know up to this point, I've said that I've always wanted to learn the level backwards, but this time, I wanted to change things up. This dual part of Supersonic is easily the hardest part of this entire level because it does take a while for it to become consistent. So I'm gonna change my focus and put our full attention this day to practicing this duel section.
Wait, is this invisible?
She was definitely trying to get consistent at this duel, but there's so many question marks in Michelle's head.
Alright. Pink. Hold. No, wait.
She doesn't understand why she dies at some spots, so of course, I came in and coached her to my full potential.
If I get here and I die, I'm gonna cry because my ship sucks.
It's okay to suck at it.
Okay.
You gotta get that in your brain. It's okay to suck. Start at 0.2x speed. This is your next Tato X3 coach tip of the day, and this is the speed hack strat. And the speed hack strat is very simple. Let's say there's this part that you really want to get consistent at, whether it's the Cataclysm wave or this duel. What you want to do is start off on 0.5x speed. And you want to be genuinely consistent at half speed. I'm not talking about doing it once, I'm talking about actually passing it many times. So play a specific part until you're able to do it in 0.5 speed 3 times in a row. Very important for the in a row. Because if you're not, then you haven't really mastered it. Then you change your speed to 0.6 and do the same thing. Play it until you pass it 3 times in a row, and well, you guessed it. Once you did it 3 times in a row, you move up speed to 0.7 and do it 3 times in a row, and you repeat the process until you're consistent enough at 1x speed. But here's the thing, I've been doing this strategy on Michelle for a while now, and I've noticed some trends. For example, the jump from 0.7 to 0.8 is sometimes really harsh. So you could also add in a middle number and go from 0.7 to 0.75. Also, when you do change the speed, keep in mind that it takes around 5 minutes for you to adjust. Obviously, you're not going to get it down first try when you change speed, so you have to give yourself time to adjust to the new speed. But all it really is just clicking 10% faster. This strategy is insanely effective, but you just have to do it correctly, and be aware that you have to give yourself at least 5 minutes of playing to adjust the speed. Of course, you're going to be thrown off if you go from 0.5 to 1x speed, so having this gradual increase is actually great. And I'm not just saying this, there's real science behind this. That's right, it all comes down to neuroplasticity again. Basically, there's this study conducted in 2018 where they had one group train at a constant single difficulty and another group trained progressively. So the second group started easier and worked their way upwards, increasing the challenge every session. And guess what group had more mastery of their task? That's right, the group that had the increasing challenge every session. But I promise you, I will get way more in depth in this in part 3 of this challenge when we tackle the first wave of Cataclysm, because I use this exact principle to help coach Michelle into mastery of the first Cataclysm wave. Yes, you heard me, she's so consistent at that wave that it's extremely impressive. I'm talking about doing it like 4-5 times in a row in a regular speed. But I'm getting ahead of myself, let's go back to Supersonic. It's gonna be really slow, so it's gonna be painful at first. So usually I wouldn't start this slow, but I had to constantly be reminding her where she needs to click, but you're so close! Okay. Once she got it down, she got it down.
Let's go! Okay.
Okay, you think you could do it 0.3?
I wanna know.
And she started absolutely speeding through the difficulty. You're not getting the pure luck because you just did it again and you did it before. So this isn't luck, this is pure skill.
We're moving up to 0.4. We moved on to 0.5. Let's go. We're moving to 0.7 already? Dang, we still got 2 more to go.
3 for 1.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's right, she did the entire first half of the duel in 1 run, which is absolutely amazing considering how overwhelmed she was getting earlier.
Hello. Today is day 10.
Yesterday, Michelle was only able to do the duel once. This time, I'm gonna aim for mastery, so I wanted to make sure she was able to do it at least 3 times in a row before we move on. She did it about 3 times this session, which is better than 1, but not in a row, but still great progress so far. One thing though, is that she was severely struggling at that second duel.
I'm clicking on it, it's going through. I'm confused.
And I'm talking specifically about that ship transition, so I had to make sure that I step in later. Her second session though went much better. She got jump scared by this memory ball, but don't worry, I have a plan to tackle it.
Stop, you're gonna scare me. I was literally just looking at the memory and I was like, yeah guys, I'm not doing this.
I was gonna do this later, but I guess she wants to start learning it now. People get overwhelmed learning this ball, and to be honest, unless you're trying to beat Supersonic in 1 day, that's really unnecessary. Break down the ball into small, digestible chunks. I told Michelle I'm gonna have her memorize only 5 blocks at a time.
Okay, my goal is to get to that little pink bump.
And the next day, we add on 5 blocks until it becomes incredibly easy. So that's what she did, and she learned those 5 blocks quickly. After that, we went back to practice of the second part of the duel, and she's definitely getting more consistent, which is a good thing. But she's struggling on the inconsistency of this transition. But don't worry, Coach Tato fixes this at a later day. For now, I just wanted to focus on mastering this duel. Of course, we started off this day with learning a simple 5 more clicks. And well, since it's just 5 more blocks, she got it down fast. We started slowly learning the rest of the level as well. And then we tried to aim for big runs. But she didn't have much time in that session, so in the next one when she started her stream, an hour in, she finally achieved this run. And for the very first time, unintentionally, while she was trying to practice the ship, she did both duels in 1 run.
I did it! I did it!
She's going to build consistency, so over the next 2 days, when she learns this entire memory, I definitely believe she could achieve a really big run. All we had to do was be a little patient, taking her time learning this memory. For now though, she definitely needs more practice on this 66 transition, so I put the rest of my focus on that this day. But it's still in 0.5 XP, I want you to work your way up. I applied the same technique that we learned earlier, the half-speed strat. I try to remind her about what we learned, that she's making the same mistake and she has to try to find the answer.
So I'm
Just do it
thinking
again,
I
do it
go
again.
up here and I go down. But there's a spike there, so I can't. This was
have
low-key
to
impossible to do.
She was getting extremely overwhelmed though, and to be entirely honest, she was kind of mind-blocking herself. What she was trying to do is aim for this top part of the portal to make it easier to go aim for the middle, but she can't seem to hit it at all. I told her to take a solid break from this section to ease off, and when she came back, she got it down. Alright, move it up 0.7, and before you move it up to 0.7 though, tell me what are you gonna do? What's your
We're gonna go in from the top of the TP.
Yup! 4 times in a row! Make it 5! Make it 5! Yeah, 5 times in a row! Make it 6! Go, keep going!
Okay, relax.
And eventually, after I basically forced her to practice and activate her brain, she did do it eventually 3 times in a row and was able to move up the speed. Earlier, before the break, on that exact same speed on 0.7, she was unable to do it. And all she did was just take 1 break and look at the difference. I mean, this story basically writes itself. While she wasn't able to master it in 1x speed, she did do it a couple times, which is a big improvement. And we kept her head high heading into day 44. It's now time to learn the entire memory part. These past 3 days, she's been learning 5 blocks at a time, so it's time to see if she's able to put it all together. And just like that, the memory ball is learned, with 0 struggle, unlike some people.
Limbo ass ball, exactly, nigga. Who remembering all this, gang?
After doing that, she just did some more light practice of the first 15% of Supersonic for her first session. And I knew she was ready, though it's time we start aiming for big runs. She has that memory ball down, she has that transition down, and it's finally time. So when she started her second session of the stream, I wanted to start tackling runs like 80 through 100%, 70 through 100, 60 through 100, and finally 50 through 100. Let's see if all of this is possible in one stream. I told her to do 80 through 100 first, and it should be relatively easy since we've been taking our time learning this level. Do the run, do the run, do the run!
I did it!
Yes, let's go! Next, we brought it down to 73 through 100, which is from the silver wave section. And after a little bit of time, she got 95%.
Bleh. That one counts. That basically counts.
Which, I mean, for now, I can count as basically getting to 100%. Okay, I'll count it.
You count it?
But the real test was from 65, and it's important she masters this. So I just reminded her of the practice yesterday, and she's aiming for that top part of the portal.
I keep on missing it! No!
And she did it. She made it all the way to 100%.
No, that basically counts.
Bruh. Okay, maybe not 100%, but that wasn't bad. But I didn't want to leave it at that. If she can't get 100%, then she hasn't fully mastered it. I told her to grind it out, and grinding it out, she did.
Yeah! 65 to 100. Right on the dot.
So now, our next goal is the final goal I set for this day. Can we get 50 through 100%? Before that though, there's one problem about Supersonic that I've been neglecting. And if you've ever played Supersonic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's right, it's time we came back to this transition. And I'm not talking about the actual transition itself, it's the setup leading into it.
Oh, it's so random. Stop. I swear to you, I'm holding down when I enter out.
See, sometimes this part just seems completely random. Half of your attempts, the ship will go down, and other times it'll go up, causing frustration in the players. But remember, my dear viewers, Geometry Dash is never random. So let me tell you a way to figure out how to do this transition perfectly every single time. And I'll explain it the same way I explained it to Michelle.
Open up Mega Hack.
What's the bigger I gonna do?
Everything. Watch this.
So I told her to install the mod, Separate Dual Icons. I promise this is important so you guys can understand very easily. Your main ball.
Yeah.
Here, right? The one that's on the top. Whatever direction that goes into the portal is the direction your ship is gonna fly out of. So exactly past me, your primary ball, like your main guy in the duel, whatever direction that ball goes in is the exact way your ship is gonna go. So for example, here, my main ball is the green one, and my second ball is the default one. You see, going into this portal, my ball is going downwards, so my ship is gonna go down as well. But in this one, my main ball is gonna go upwards into the ship, thus making it go upwards. So if you want your ship to consistently go upwards, you have to find a way to make your ball be on the bottom every single time. But how? By doing a consistent click pattern, I identified Michelle's issue very quickly, and it's her inconsistent click pattern on these 3 blue orbs. See, sometimes she fails to click this last orb, making her primary ball be at the bottom. If she clicks these 3 blue orbs cleanly, then her main ball will end up at the top, which will ultimately make her ship at the end start with upwards momentum, which is exactly what she wants. Once she's mastered that, then she should be able to do this 100% of the time. And eventually, she did it once again, both duels in one run. Only this time, with her practice of the ship, she made it all the way to 83%.
Oh, so scary.
That was a really good run. She didn't stop there, because now that she finally understood everything, she was determined to make this run happen. And soon enough, she smashed through 83% and got this amazing run right here.
Scary.
Oh my god! Unfortunately though, that was about it. And she wasn't able to get 50 through 100%, but god damn! In one day she did all of this? I'm definitely not complaining. So we continued to go for the same goal on day 45. On her first session, she didn't play for much, so she tried her hardest on this run, but unfortunately fell to 95%.
I did it 50 to 95.
But she is so close. Just a little bit more grinding, and I believe she had it. So after taking a break and started her second session, with all of this non-stop grinding, she achieved what she was aiming for.
$51 to 100.
And considering how long she was grinding this for, I'm incredibly surprised at how nonchalant she is. So I told her the next big goal is getting 35 through 100% and left it at that for this day. That is one solid day of practice.
You guys heard the coach. Gonna get 35 to 100.
She tried her hardest practicing, but judging how these runs are going, it's gonna take a minute to build consistency. She did get 35 through 62, which is not bad for sure.
Oh, the great run, lock in.
And later did 27 through 66, which is another run, which shows great improvement in consistency. At this point, she just has to sit down and grind until she can't do it anymore, and she needs to keep her mental high. And with runs like 35 through 88, I believe she would be able to do 35 through 100 very soon.
35 to 88?
And on this very next session, she wanted to sit down and absolutely smash this goal. And you will not believe this, but while she was doing some practice on the beginning UFO from 12%, she managed to make it all the way through, past the ship, past the duel, past the transition, past the memory ball, all the way to 89%, which is absolutely insane.
That's so scary.
No!
Oh,
And I don't even think she realized how crazy of a fluke she just did. I mean, she could have done 12 through 100. I also made her tons of new mashups for her to enjoy while playing Supersonic, because remember, having fun while playing Geometry Dash is extremely important.
I'm dead.
She gets 50 through 99%. Which, yeah, gotta make sure that doesn't happen from 0. But she did grind out 35 for a while and decided to take a break and play from 0. She didn't expect to get a progress fluke this much though, because she got 40%.
No. Oh, okay.
Unfortunately though, that's about it. We weren't able to achieve our goal of 35 through 100, but I'm not gonna write down this day as a failure because I was shown great consistency. So while she didn't get it today, I'm sure she would have it tomorrow. And on day 47, she's shown great consistency like she's never shown before. Starting with a fat 60 through 98, 35 through 75,
No, I done did.
50 through 100. Although whatever she's doing here is questionable for sure.
A1 credit. Feeling me young. Don't say it. You kept on dying there, huh?
Honestly, at this point, I was even starting to wonder if she even needed 35 through 100, considering how consistent she was from the duel. So when we started up on day 48, I wanted her to have goals. Keep trying to do 35 through 100, and when you want to break, aim for the highest possible new best you can achieve. And well, she didn't disappoint. And honey, Michelle's cat, interrupted her and the training, but god damn, she's so fat.
Oh my god, no way, it's you! The one Tato exploited for money and views? Yeah, he doesn't pay me anything, you know that? I'm just here against my will. I'm forced.
Oh yeah. If you don't play Geometry Dash, I'm not letting you out of my basement. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna grind Cataclysm, okay?
She was getting extremely comfortable at the beginning since we've just been slowly taking our time learning it without any rush while we were mastering the ending. And right after getting this 40% run, she got a new best. She got a new best. Now let's focus on getting that big run of 35 through 100. And she got so close with 88%.
And then the other one too.
And shortly after, 92. No!
Do we have to do 35? Can it just be 25?
Yes.
I feel like 25 is chill.
And on day 49, she wasn't recording, but I was there to bear witness, I promise. So trust my word, she got 64% from 0, which is crazy. And here's a simulated run of that, if that helps. So let's recap. In 2 days, she went from 40% to 64 and had many amazing runs with even greater consistency. However, up to this point, Michelle has been grinding quite literally every day for at least 3 hours. Some days she even played for 8 or more, so it's been very mentally taxing on her. And while I only showed her wins in this video, there's been many times where she's almost given up on Supersonic or just downright got frustrated, which is okay. It happens to everyone. So I instructed her to take a 2-day break, and this is exactly what she needed, because when she came back on day 50, she had determination like she's never had before. I want to point out how incredible Michelle's mental is here. She's been grinding day in and day out, and she keeps her head high. Not only that, she still vibes out during practice.
Supernatural.
Toph, you need to take some notes. She continued on doing a mix of playing from 0% and playing 35 as well. And she had some pretty amazing runs, like this 27 through 87 run, which is crazy if you really think about it. And she was determined to get a new best and keep on grinding for that big 35 through 100. Well, she didn't disappoint because she started with a strong 66% run.
Oh my god, let's go!
And soon after, 66% one more time.
Not another 66 run.
She was so damn nonchalant about getting 66 again that I didn't even realize that she was going far.
Wait, you got 66 again?
Yeah.
You have to stop doing that. How are you so nonchalant? Unfortunately though, she never really got that 35 through 100 run I wanted, and to be honest, if she's already gotten 66% 3 times, I figure she doesn't even need a big run like that. So instead, I changed her focus on just trying to beat this goddamn level.
I have 22,000 attempts on it already.
So the next big goal I gave her is to beat Supersonic. And that's exactly what she tried to do when she started up her stream later in that day.
I want to play in start pause. I can't believe you're kicking me out. I'm never gonna reach a duel again.
She forgot how to do her click pattern on that 12% UFO, and she really struggled here for a while. I tried to calm her down and say that it's normal. Wait a minute. Doesn't this sound familiar? Oh yeah, it's neuroplasticity again. So we got nothing to worry about here, folks. All she has to do is relearn it and get back to grinding.
Try to keep it to individual jump.
Okay, the second one, I will double. What? What?
Someone redeemed wear a wig in her channel points, so guys, let's welcome Vanessa. That's right guys, Michelle packed up her bags and left. This is Vanessa playing Supersonic. To be absolutely clear, this is not Michelle, and if you call her by Michelle's name, I will sue you.
I can see what you mean though. Like the difficulty is just like a tad higher. Not like impossible, but definitely a bit more than I'm used to.
Well, unfortunately, no major progress was made, or her consistency has slowly been growing. And I've never been more confident that she was going to either fluke Supersonic or make major progress on day 51. Now that is what I'm talking about. And for the rest of the stream, she kept up her consistency, dying to 50 plus so many times.
Not again.
Nice try! No! But she kept the right mindset. She knows that 50 is the hardest part, so she isn't gonna get angry that she's dying there many times. She's gonna be proud to be this consistent and knows eventually she's gonna get past it again.
I messed up.
No! Although, to be honest, the amount of times she died to 50 is a little crazy, but I know she's very bad at controlling her nerves, so I knew she just had to tough it out a little longer. I wanted to step in though because I could tell she was starting to lose focus, so I gave her another Tato X3 coach tip of the day. I told her to change up what she's seeing, and this is a trick that I actually picked up from my time playing Valorant. One trick every top player in Valorant knows is tricking your brain to wake up again. So your brain gets used to looking at the same thing every time and it starts to turn off a little bit. But if you change something about the way you're playing, it's something new and it will keep your brain engaged. In Valorant, what we did was change our crosshair and it keeps your brain awake because it's looking at something different. In the case of Geometry Dash though, you can do many things. For example, play in layout mode for a bit, change your icons, or even change the mashup that you're playing. Doing this when you can tell your brain is going to sleep will help you keep awake. So I told her to play on layout mode since she's not used to it and it will keep her brain from falling asleep. And after playing in layout mode for a bit, it kinda worked because she got 64% right after.
Oh, no.
It said view best, by the way, because she was playing on the official copy of Supersonic here, not on the Star Pause one, like she usually does. So I'm glad my tip was able to help. She and I both knew that Supersonic completion was happening soon, so we were extremely excited to get into day 52. Her first session was extremely short, and her only notable run was 51%. And unfortunately, the upcoming stream as well was a little bit of a struggle. I think it was just a case of her getting frustrated and locked out when she got past 50.
No! I didn't make it into the portal.
But she did literally die there 12 times to this duel, so I don't blame her. I told her to be more active about thinking ahead and what clicks she has to do in order to break through her mind block at the duel, but...
Okay, I'm thinking about... Oh, I can't think and do it at the same time.
That's not exactly what I meant. But that's okay though, because little did Michelle know that day 53 would be the day she completes Supersonic. And I also knew that too, considering her first session, she died to 72%.
Oh my gosh!
Which means that she finally broke through that damn mind block at the duel. And quite literally, every attempt afterwards, she got another new best. But this time, she was locked in.
Oh my god.
Oh! Is that from zero?
That was 88, yeah.
So when she started her stream in the next session, you best believe I went full cheerleading mode. Because today, she played no jokes. And no, I'm not talking about the Extreme Demon. I really wanted to make sure that once she makes it to that ending, she does not die. So I put in some extra practice runs and warned her of the ending shit.
I'll
By the
get
way,
there.
98 is a very common death in Supersonic. That
98? But yeah, I better beat Supersonic today or I'm gonna go and take a break.
I didn't want her to take a break, so I hoped for the best. That with the first couple of attempts looking like this, then I'm not exactly worried.
No, that's 66 again.
That's right. Okay.
Embrace the scuffness.
Embrace the scuffness. That's so hard. No.
She was so consistent. So hopefully, soon enough, one of these runs, she will get past this duel one more time. And when I was watching the stream and saw her get past the duel, my heart skipped a beat.
Oh my god.
No. The nerves got the best of her, but we don't give up. Eventually, she was given one more chance. I knew I had the Supersonic completion in my hands, so I pulled out every trick in the book and told her to start doing the switch strat to hopefully start boosting her brain's neuroplasticity. And soon after, another run came from the heaven.
There's no way.
I'm panicking. Dude, this memory ball sucks.
She kept on doing the switch strat, and I knew she had it. By this point, she was making to the duel quite literally every attempt, and every single attempt from this point on was a far run, including one more death at this memory ball. She knows how to do this. It's just her nerves getting to her. But once you get to a part enough times, you get used to it, and you won't be nervous anymore. And well, something lit up in their brain. These past 15 days have been absolutely brutal on her, but she's done with Supersonic. No one wants Supersonic done more than her, and she wasn't gonna let a damn memory ball or a cube stop her this time. No, this time, she was going to beat Supersonic.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Let's go! Oh my god!
And just like that, Michelle has beaten her very first Insane Demon, Supersonic. in 26,000 attempts. Of course, I also had her instant complete Supersonic since she did beat it on that Star Pause version, and wow, yes, Supersonic did take quite a long time. It was also an incredible achievement for her, and she learned a lot during these past 2 weeks. But things are only gonna get harder from here on out, because the next demon I have for her on the ladder is certainly going to be one of the most difficult things she's done so far. The next demon I chose for her to beat is Acropolis by Zobro, and this level is absolutely vital for her to learn and master if she wants to beat Cataclysm relatively fast. Why? Well, one of the things about Cataclysm is that it has an extremely difficult beginning section. In fact, the first 43% of the level alone is without a doubt the hardest part of Cataclysm. So I wanted to find a level that not only mirrors that, but also would help with some of the ridiculous timings that Cataclysm has. Like, it's pretty difficult boss section, and there's one insane demon that has that exact reputation, Acropolis. The first 24% of this level is easily the bulk of the difficulty because it has an insanely tight cube part, and if you didn't know any better, you'd think it would be an extreme demon, which to be honest, it is. I mean, the first 24% is definitely extreme demon gameplay. The reason it's not though is because it eases out on the difficulty past that. So beating this level would definitely prepare her for the mind torture that is trying to beat Cataclysm. If she's able to suffer through Acropolis where the bulk of her attempts will be at the beginning, then she will definitely be able to suffer through Cataclysm. Bonus points for Acropolis as well because it has a pretty nerve-wracking ending where it's a slow wave that also reflects Cataclysm. This time around though, I didn't have any major critiques for her with Supersonic, and after all, she suffered enough. So the next day, without any breaks, she starts her grind on Acropolis. I thought she was going to struggle, but little did I or Michelle know that Acropolis would not only be the fastest time she will beat an insane demon, but also the most work she will ever put up to this point. Since we already did a practice run off camera, I'm going to go ahead and explain some facts about Acropolis. Let's talk about this beginning section because this is easily where she's going to be spending the bulk of her attempts. This beginning part has two main problem areas. One, this click right here where you have to do a very light tap in order to make your cube not jump and die. And the second part is this 8% orb click following up this pyramid. Then the rest of the level goes into a pretty hard ball timing and ship strike fly, but the next big choke point is this UFO right here, where it requires some tech that I'll get into later. For now, my goal for the next 2 days is to make her master the last half of Acropolis. So, time to learn the level backwards.
Doable, doable.
And after she did the last wave of Acropolis once, it wasn't enough for me. I wanted her to have this mastered, so I told her to do it 3 times and she got it down pretty fast.
If the hardest is at the beginning, shouldn't we worry about that first?
That's a great question, Michelle. Here's why I disagree though. Since the hardest part is at the beginning, I'd rather her focus on the end while having light practice here and there of the beginning. So once she does pass it, she'll likely make it far, or at least that's the plan. Anyways though, before I had her do any major runs, I wanted her to at least learn the entire level, or know enough to know what to do with each part, since the plan is to interweave practice from the beginning and the end. And what's the most fun way of learning a level? Of course, half speed. So she did the same strategy throughout every part of Acropolis. Go at half speed, master it, then move up speed gradually until you're at 1x speed, and it worked flawlessly.
Right here. So I click this orb, right?
And then you click right before the portal. Because okay, look, go to the hover over the.
Yeah.
You see how there's a spike hiding.
Yeah, I jumped
right at the
into it and I died.
That sounds like an awfully familiar problem to Supersonic, doesn't it? That's right, it's the same technique that we use in the same dual boss section. This here is just a timing issue, and to make timings as easy as possible, you want to align yourself with something in the background. In our case, Michelle used this edge of the block right here to know where to click. Once Michelle touches this line from the hitbox, she clicks and it will make it past the cube 100% of the time. All it is being active about where to click, and eventually it'll be locked into your muscle memory. Then we went into this UFO part, and this will definitely cause problems for her in the future, and I'm specifically talking about this spam part right here where you have to go up in the UFO. And I'll get back into this though. For now, Michelle kind of breezed past this in half speed. Then she goes into this ship section, which is just purely momentum based. And at this point, she doesn't need more help with momentum based ships since she should have it mastered.
I am not nearly as overwhelmed as I was. Going from insane to insane feels exactly the same.
Then we head into this cube part, which some find difficult, but this part is simply just knowing where to jump. This is one of those cases where it just looks a lot harder than it really is.
I guess the only thing I hate is that all the spikes are invisible, so I can't even see them even if I wanted to.
In fact, if you were to just peel back the parts that look scary, this section literally just looks like this. This looks pretty easy, right? In fact, I bet some 7 stars probably look harder than this. And that's because yeah, if you break it down, this part really is that easy. It just looks scarier because of the decoration and spikes and oh my god, these spike balls! But you can't even touch half of them, and the actual hitboxes of these spikes are so tiny that in reality, they're just cute.
This is hard. Well, these little square flowers are gonna piss me off.
And now to tackle the beginning, more specifically the ball. Literally every click of this ball is some sort of late click, so as long as you remember that, you should be fine. And then we make it to the heart of Acropolis, which is this first cube. And of course, I recommend literally everyone to learn this in half speed and work your way up, because you will get frustrated if you don't, trust me.
Like, sure. But it's like an action-packed 5% though.
And once she slowed it down, she understood it pretty well. So honestly, for day 1 of Acropolis, she did a pretty good job learning the level. Now on this day, since the later half is pretty simple, I had some big runs in mind. More specifically, I wanted her to get 60 through 100. A lot to ask for day 2, so I prayed for the best. Very quickly to the stream though, she got 70 through 100, which is from this tight cube section at the end. But that's just the easiest part. Well, back in 1.9, this may have been difficult. We're in 2.2 now. We have CBF, 240Hz monitors, mega hack. This shouldn't be a problem for her. So we went back to work, drilling 60 through 100%. I highly recommended her to go into half speed, but she was being a bit stubborn and figured she didn't need half speed.
And remember, if you have to, 0.5x speed.
But viewers, please, using half speed does not mean you're bad at the game. That means you just want to do efficient practice. For some reason in her head, she thinks that using half speed means she's inferior to the game, using tools to help her instead of going to 1x speed. But the benefits of using half speed are more than just being efficient. It's fun and also just way less frustrating to learn, especially if you work your way up in speed. But nevertheless, I let her have her way. She was struggling and realized I was right, so she got on half speed, and who would have guessed? She got a pretty good run at this ball section very fast.
Alright, need to move forward with 0.7. Bro, I keep on missing that one. I hate it.
And soon enough, she had her first attempt at this final wave from 60.
Come on, it's free.
Here we have a wild now lock.
Oh, that basically counts. I'm dead.
No, that does not basically count.
She was making incredibly quick progress, and I needed her to take a tiny break from this section.
I say from here on out, you can like slowly spread out your progress. You don't have to do anything crazy. Like, you know, maybe try to connect start pauses like from the UFO.
So that's kind of what she did. She did sporadic practice in random areas while keeping her main focus, of course, on getting 60 to 100%.
Why do I keep on dying here? I swear I'm like spamming as much as I can right now. I don't know how much more they want me to spam.
Well, if you also have the same problem as her, I know the solution. See, the exact issue is that she's confused as to why she's dying even though she is spamming so much. Well, it's not so much how you spam, it's when you spam. If you turn on hitboxes, you see that your UFO cannot get past this block until it's fully past it. The problem is that she was spamming just way too early. To fix this, she just has to start spamming after her hitbox passes the block. She did more general practice of the level, and one funny habit that she has is that when she does the half speed strat, she always makes a comment on the speed, even if it's objectively slow.
Come on, bro, it's fast.
Can you imagine if Tidal Wave was actually that fast as she says it is?
Come on, bro, it's fast.
She did have a pretty good run of 10 to 20%, which sounds unimpressive, but I'd say that 10 through 20 is harder than 60 through 100. It's a crazy world, I know. She was definitely struggling in understanding how to do this cube, so I joined in to try to save the day.
A light click. That's what you have to do. You have to do a light click.
What's the difference between a baby tap and a click?
She really struggled to understand what a light click is, so honestly, after way too long of an explanation, she continued on grinding. And I have to say, as a viewer, you just have to commend her on her dedication and grind, because it's insane how long she's been committed to this challenge. Of course though, it was time to put her back into the grind of 60 to 100, and after getting some runs like 97% and bruh, are you serious? She's dying way too much to this wave, and hopefully she doesn't actually do this from 0. Well, she didn't get 50 through 100, but she sure as hell did 60 through 100. She still wanted to keep on grinding, so I told her for the rest of the time to practice the beginning so we could slowly start to get used to it, kind of like what we did in Supersonic. But she was being stubborn again. She didn't want to go in half speed because she says she doesn't need it, but I knew this was for the best.
I'm waiting for the 0.5. I don't see it.
It's not happening.
So I kind of forced her on it, and I told her not to move up speed until she hasn't mastered.
I can't do it.
Well, I don't want to do a lot of things. Unfortunately, this is the best way for you to learn.
Oh yeah, I'll do it like maybe once every 20.
And it kind of looked like she was depressed, so I activated coach mode.
Okay, first of all, okay, lean in, lock in. I need to see you leaned in and getting ready to do these clicks.
See, the problem she was having is this click right here. She just kept clicking too early, letting her cube die. And I told her she just needs to click once her cube starts falling. And if she wanted to improve, she had to actively be on top of that.
Think about it ahead of time. Think about how you're gonna click when your cube is gonna fall.
And well, look at that. It's simply that easy. I just wanted her to get a simple 8%, that's all. So I had her train this short segment until she was able to do it in 1x speed. I know the jump from 0.9 to 1 is a little crazy, so to ease it in, I told her to go to 0.95 speed instead.
Surprise, surprise.
2.95. 2.95. Good.
And when she got used to that, she went to 1x. And wouldn't you know, she made her first progress from 0%.
Okay, it's the exact same as what you were playing before.
Okay, we got 8%.
I need you to tell me, what did you say 10 minutes ago? Someone remind me. Is it something along the lines of, I give up, I can't do this, don't coach me, Henry, I don't need your help?
That was an incredibly intense practice session, so let's see if Michelle's able to match that this upcoming day. And it seems like she learned and retained that info pretty well because her practice session this time went much smoother. Even getting runs like 33 through 66%, which is from the cube to the ball, which is amazing consistency. Now that she did get 33 through 60 though, I know it might seem tempting to go for Acropolis in 3 runs, and by that I mean getting 33% from 0. But like I explained earlier, I think it's inefficient, and instead I wanted her to focus on getting 30 through 100 first and have it mastered. But it is important to get some practice, so I aimed for a 70-30 split, where 70% of the time you focus on getting your main goal, which in this case would be 30 through 100, and 30% of the time you spend practicing your secondary goal, which in this case is to gain consistency at the beginning. And gain consistency she did because she had this incredible run from 24 through 64%, which is insane.
No.
She's really pushing herself here. And for a level like Acropolis, it seems like timing levels are definitely up her alley. Although 24% and onward definitely eases the difficulty, but still though, it's incredible how fast of progress she's making. It's not like this is free, and this is her real skill definitely shining through. And especially when she's starting to get runs like 24 through 65 again, it makes me think that 24 through 100 can happen soon.
24 to 65.
And we're just on day 3 of Acropolis. And to top it off, the very last progress she made this day was almost getting 43 through 100%. Because she died at this final wave at 91. I am absolutely amazed, and I just couldn't ask for more progress. Well, I didn't even have to ask for it because I lied. That wasn't the last progress she made today. That's right, believe it or not, it's not even close. Because shortly after, when she played from 0, she got a whopping 12%. And remember, the first 24% of Acropolis is easily the hardest part, so she's halfway there.
That's good.
That's massive!
Good enough.
But she didn't stop. She got 18%, and she was absolutely locked in, Giga Chat, because she flew like a bird and sailed all the way through this ball, edged the ship, and went to 27%. That's right, 27%.
27% new best.
What?
Yesterday she got 8% and 60 through 100, and today, look at her. This is amazing progress. And just like that, she also had Acropolis in 3 runs. So I told her naturally that the next thing she needs to do is get 24 through 100 to get it in 2 runs instead.
Get 30 to 100. That's your next goal.
Yeah.
And it was extremely doable. So the question is, when?
Oh, I got a new swing. Stop trying. I've been trying for too much, I'm dead.
It didn't take long to find out, because when she ended that session and came back hours later to start up her stream, she'd have her chance.
Also, my cat icon looks so fat in this.
She starts off with an incredible 15 through 51% run, showing mastery of this difficult ball section. Her momentum definitely didn't stop there and proceeded to get 95% from 33.
No! What? That was my run.
That's not 24 through 100, but that was a damn nice try. And honestly, at this point, I would have accepted either a run from 33 or 24, whichever one. Because ultimately, it doesn't really matter much. All I want her to do is have complete mastery of this second half of the level before she really starts to grind from 0. And the very next day, 57, she showed just that. Mastery of the second half of Acropolis.
Man, why are you guys acting like... How do I put this? I'm like, you guys are acting like I'm on the come up or something. I was like, oh, okay.
It's insane how nonchalant she is. She doesn't even know how impressive her progress really is. These past few days have been great, but will Michelle be able to keep up with the pressure of Acropolis? It all depends on how soon she can get this 24 through 100 run. And soon enough, she was given a good chance.
Okay, see, I knew it. I knew I could get some progress. I was like,
So the next thing to do is to simply grind out 0%. Our next big goal, 100. And on the pace she's going, she definitely has it soon. What did you just do? You just did 24 to 100? You have the level in 2 runs.
Oh,
Relax.
okay.
If you keep making so much freaking progress, TikTok's gonna think you're cheating. You already got cheating accusations. Imagine they say all of a sudden you got 27 through 100. And I'm not even kidding. She has a TikTok page where she posts daily and people genuinely think she's cheating and find her fast progress suspicious. Just goes to show that my coaching is working. She took a 1-day break and came back ready to grind from zero. She was really focused and used our famous strategy called the switch strat. At her first session of the day, she didn't get much, or that's what she was thinking, until she made it past the ball from zero and was given another chance of getting a new best. But it was on the second where she made serious progress. She didn't feel like streaming this day, but she had an absolutely bonkers run of 6 through 67, which from 6% might as well be from 0. She didn't stop there though. With no chat to distract her, all she was able to do is lock in with this 32% run.
New best 32, I guess.
And well, Michelle needed new mashups, so I made her this mashup right here. It's Acropolis X Gas Pedal, and this mashup became an instant classic among her stream. Anyways, while showing these insane progress clips, it's still important to note that she's still not consistent at this beginning part. If she wants a shot of beating this level, then she needs to seriously grind. I had to keep reminding her to be active about those light taps and try their hardest to keep up.
Well, I've seen you die twice right there. That's because you didn't tap.
Oh, you know what? I'll try tapping it
You
then.
need to let go faster.
It's
that's what I'm saying.
timing.
Although she's definitely looking a lot more consistent on this first cue. And you know what that means? New consistency means a new best.
No! No!
37 is great. Let's keep going until day 59. What can Michelle cook for us today? And immediately into the stream, she got to the ball back to back, which is starting to show mastery on that beginning cue. And since she already has 24% mastered thanks to her 24 through 100 run, I knew she was due for many new bests, including this one right here.
Yay! 62!
Why are you talking in the middle of your run? 62% is such an incredible jump from 37. And when she started her stream up again hours later, 62 was going to be a distant memory.
Before you play from 0 again today, try to get 24 to 100 one more time. Try your hardest.
You heard him, guys!
I didn't want her to die to the last wave, so I made sure to drill it in her.
Definitely do the last wave like 2 times.
I told her to play from 0 and to start using the switch strategy to really start reinforcing in our brains the correct click pattern.
I just can't do it from 0, but I can do it from here.
Just do it once and then go to 0. You just remember, we're doing this to reinforce the good stuff.
I also told her to do our 70 through 30 rule, although this time it's 70% playing from 0 and 30% grinding out 24 through 100. And with a little bit of time, she was given one more chance at getting a new best, reaching the 50% UFO.
Oh. Ooh, scary.
She has this incredibly bad habit of talking while being in a far run, so I told her that talking after 50% is straight up banned.
Okay, my lips are sealed after like 50, sure.
And when she made it to 50% again, she had to make sure she locked in.
I told myself to click it late as you recommended.
At this point, I really wanted her to get 24 through 100 one more time because I believe with this consistency, she should be able to beat it soon. And well, my wish is her command because she delivered exactly that.
Holy crap.
It was also at this point I realized a crucial mistake Michelle was doing at this UFO section right here. See, I started practicing Acropolis myself because I was bored, and I realized that when I did this UFO part, I instinctively fell on this platform to make my UFO consistent every time. But then I recalled, Michelle hasn't been doing that at all. She's just been falling into it, not resting on the floor. So I called it out, and well, at least she tried to go down.
Yo, come on.
I also beat Acropolis in 30 minutes, so that was fun. We are now on day 60. These previous 30 days, Michelle has grown a lot. She went from about to beat 9 circles to now about to beat Acropolis, and it really makes me happy. On her first session, she was only able to play for a short amount of time, so she quite literally dropped a 51% run and dipped. But when she came back on stream, it was a different story. She got 60 through 100 literally her first attempt at the stream, and there was only one thought I had in my mind. There was a solid goddamn chance she's fluking Acropolis today. Because if you're able to do that in the first run with no warm-up, that right there is pure muscle memory. working at its finest. Your ship control is literally like next level. Absolutely muted. No talking to chat. No being like, oh my gosh, I finally passed it. Because
Okay.
when you start talking like that, you start getting distracted. Remember, the secret is thinking ahead and being ready for the parts that are coming. She started complaining about dying to this 24% ship, and she's saying how she swears she's died way more here than ever before. But here's my explanation. At this point, her consistency of the first cube is pretty high, meaning she passes pretty often, maybe once a minute. And because of that, she's getting given more chances at the ship, and eventually with more chances, you're just gonna die there more often, and it's only natural. So she's mistakenly thinking that she's washed at 24%, but in all actuality, it's actually just recency bias. Here's what I told her. This is just the same story all over again. You're struggling at this ship now because you're reaching it there so often from 0. You're not used to it. That's great, and she just had this amazing run of 54%. But unfortunately, she didn't get a new best this stream. But she sure as hell grinded and made it to 50% so many times.
Ooh.
It's starting to seem like another Supersonic, but this time, Michelle wouldn't let that happen. She made sure to lock in on 50 and truly master it. But now we're on day 61, and I knew for sure she was gonna beat Acropolis. I mean, anyone could say that by just looking at her consistency on day 60. And she has spent the last 2 months working her way up from Stereo Madness to Club Step to 9 Circles to Forest Temple to Supersonic, and now she was ready to absolutely smash Acropolis in record time. This time, no one's gonna stop her. And a couple of minutes into the stream, she got 54%.
You just got 53% just casually? Just light work? Just no reaction?
And you could tell from her nonchalantness that she was confident. Okay, if you can get 50 through 100 in like the next 10 minutes, then you genuinely have a shot at beating it today. You heard me. I needed her to stop dying to 50 or stop any potential mind blocks by making her do 50 through 100. And in less than 10 minutes, like I said, she did the run. Holy crap-a-roni. You can do this. You could beat it today.
Hey, let's go beat it today then.
From 0. Go, go, go.
Let's
You
go.
I knew at this point she just had to keep grinding from 0. And I had to step out for 30 minutes, but little did I know that this would be my biggest mistake. Because quite literally 5 minutes after I left, she got this run.
No! Oh, not like this. Not like this.
And well, her consistency didn't stop because she made history with her
Funny, 'cause,
very
like, when you
next
showed
run.
me this level, I'd be like, dang, like, I'm gonna do this? And I was like, yes, I am! Like, look at me go. Who would have thought? It's definitely not me from last week. Gas pedal. Oh my god. Okay, wait, okay, that was kind of like easy play.
And just like that, Michelle beat Acropolis. The progression she had between Supersonic is absolutely insane. And the fact that she found Acropolis easier than Supersonic tells the whole story. She's just a goat.
Hey, it hasn't even been 5 minutes since Tato left yet. Should I call him? Should I call him? Let's call him. What should I say?
Hey, what happened?
Hey, so guess what?
you beat it.
Oh, I beat it all. I beat it all, right?
I'm coming.
What? No, finish your cardio. It's fine. Okay.
Wait, it's true?
Of course it's true. But then before that, Like literally 2 runs before, I got 85%.
But the next demon coming up is really gonna haunt Michelle. Next up on the ladder, I needed to find a demon that covered the rest of Cataclysm. I needed to find an insane demon that has a lot of choke points, or areas that are pretty damn difficult by itself, and is relatively fast at speed, while also having a lot of strike flies since Acropolis didn't cover that. And we all know Cataclysm has a ton of pretty hard ship sections. And the most important thing, a level that has a really hard wave choke point that mirrors the first wave of Cataclysm. If only there was a level that existed like that. Then I found it. The perfect insane demon for Michelle to beat right before Cataclysm. Night Terrors by Heinz. Now, while Heinz might not be the greatest person in real life, he sure as hell made some pretty banger levels. So if you separate art from the artist, the Night Terrors is a perfect fit for her road to Cataclysm. Night Terrors has it all. Super fast gameplay, lots of slowdowns, difficult ball gameplay, and choke points loaded everywhere. And to top it off, 2 really difficult wave sections that really test her wave skills. And it's also red like Cataclysm. It's literally perfect. I figured after these levels that Michelle would be ready for Cataclysm. Coming up. You have to click in the air.
I am clicking in there! What? Free me! Scared! I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm actually scared.
Thank you guys so much for the support. My next video will be part 3 of this series and the last one of this series as well. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can be there right when it drops. Anyways, I love you guys and I'll see you later.